Well, welcome back, y'all, to the Piney Woods Homestead. And yes, we're going to keep calling it that for a time anyhow, until we get things set up to where a new name is really needed. But you guys know Lisa and I as the Piney Woods Homestead, so we're going to keep it as such for now. Guys, thanks for stopping in. Going to hit some clips from this past week, show you some things that Lisa and I have been doing. And before I get into those clips, I want to show you an upcoming project that you might be excited about for us. Thanks, guys, for stopping in. So by now, you know, we went from almost 20 acres way back in the Piney Woods to just over a quarter of an acre just off the Intercoastal Waterway. And you can see it. If we walk out here to the front of our yard, and y'all, we are in, I hate to even call it a community, because for about 90% of the year, there is nobody here. But right there is the water. And that's maybe, oh gosh, maybe 200 yards from the front of the house out here. And on the back side, you can see it just as equally well. And we do have a few pine trees, so I guess we're kind of on the Piney Woods still. But anyways, I'm rambling. Metal building's getting ready to go up right here, guys. I say getting ready. It's being built. All I'm doing is waiting on all of my permitting approval to be complete. I started that process just as soon as we moved in 1 month ago. And there seemed to be a holdup, so after a couple of phone calls, I found out that what was the holdup was environmental health. They, for some reason, I think because, you know, the wheels of government turn extremely slow. I can say that because I've worked in it so long. Anybody can say that, really, because it's true in certain aspects. But right here's my septic tank, and the person in charge over in environmental health, I guess, didn't figure that I really knew where the septic was, or first off didn't realize that Lisa and I were the new owners because their GIS hadn't updated. So after sending in paperwork saying, hey, we actually own the place, and then finally, because the delay was just going on, and I had left phone calls, messages, voicemails, I had left an email, no response of any kind. I sent one more email, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to lay it out there. So I put my resume on there, not policing, because this was after the fact, but the almost 10 years of installing septics in many different counties in North Carolina. For many years, the licensing that I maintained with a brother of mine, the maintenance we did, just hundreds of different types of septic systems, either installed or maintained. I even threw down some references that are current in different counties that head over their respective environmental health. And you know what was funny? About 5 hours after I sent that email, the most wonderful young man showed up to check and make sure that the septic tank was actually where it is. Great guy. We had a great talk about the Lord while he was here. I think he spent about an hour, more thorough than he needed to be, but by the book. And that's how I like it, y'all. I don't want anybody to cut me any slack out here. None. I just want it by the book. And if you're by the book with me and by the book with my neighbor, then you're being fair. That's the way I look at it, along with some common sense measures. I have rambled quite a bit, but guys, that's what's getting ready to happen. A metal building for the equipment. Nothing fancy, just something to protect our investment. Let's get on to some clips from throughout this week. See, y'all, I told you we'd do a more in-depth look at this SeeSii pole saw. And I have already tightened the chain. It's very simple. All you do is turn this lock nut up here, tighten your chain down. It's self-explanatory if you've ever been around a saw of any kind, and if you hadn't, just read the instructions. But it comes with a little bottle to put some bar and chain lube in, and this will work just fine. You know, no more than you're going to be using it. It'll hold a plenty. So I've got plenty of bar and chain lube that I keep for my big saws. So I'll fill that up here in a minute and use it, but comes with an extra saw chain, which is nice. Paintbrush, I'm assuming that is to paint onto your bar down here. If you can see that. If you want to paint some oil down here on the bar, but I really don't think that that is really necessary, but it's neat to throw it in there. We also throw in some work gloves. Let's see if they'll fit my hands. I got pretty big hands.
Look like it.
And not really. I think these will be more for a man with small hands or a lady. But it's nice that they're included. If I'm going to use work gloves, I prefer the mechanic type gloves that come on there. And a nice touch here is a pair of safety glasses. And I will use those.
Looks like it's got, no, it's just safety glasses.
Yeah, just
I thought it would
safety
have
glasses.
hearing protection in it too. But.
No, this thing's not going to be loud enough to require any hearing protection. But so I'm going to fire this thing up and see if we can cut a few limbs. So put me a little bar and chain lube in this little bottle that they provide, and I'm just going to run some along the chain. And I know that's a lot, but I'm kind of wanting it to hang on there a few minutes. You're going to have to do this every few minutes as you're cutting. I also like that they provide a strap, because when you extend this thing out, and I believe it goes to about 15.5 or 16 feet, it's going to get top heavy. Even though this saw head is probably only about 3 or 4 pounds, it's going to get heavy out there. But for initial demonstration purposes, I'm not going to extend it. I don't really need to at the moment, but I am going to use this handy dandy strap that's on a swivel. Get that over my head without getting my saw chain in the dirt. And it's already adjusted. Yes, needs to be adjusted for me. I'll get that adjusted and we're going to whack a few things. So here beside of our house, there's some pines and some cedars encroaching. So let's see how it does on just a little loblolly. See if you can get a shot up in here. And this thing is going to be quiet, y'all.
If you drop this on my head.
I'm in trouble, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to. But...
Look at that. It cuts. And that's about a 3/4 inch diameter. Here's one just a little bit bigger. Look at that. I almost dropped it on you, didn't I?
You just about did, yeah.
All right, let's try it on a little bit of eastern red cedar. And it's a little bit bigger, probably about 1.5 inches in diameter. Let's give it a whirl. Nothing, like butter. Good sharp chain.
You're determined.
I tell you, once I get started, I ain't stopping. I like it.
Okay. I like the cedar tree too, so.
I don't want it hitting the house. Up, 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 up. Got our first failure. First failure, guys. I'm gonna show you how to fix it. All right, first things first. I always kill the power, so reach down here, mash in the little button, and pull your battery supply off. That's your power supply. That way you're not chopping your fingers off down here. All right, let's take a look at this saw head. All it did was jump track. I probably didn't yet. It came loose. See right there how finger loose that is?
Wait, I'm not looking. The sun is. There we go.
This was finger loose already. I had it adjusted, but it did come loose. But y'all, it's a new tool. And so you got to just make sure you get the chain back in the groove. I'm having trouble getting in the groove here. Come on now. I don't want to take it all the way off. Turn it up. Got a little debris in it. Hard to see with these safety glasses on.
You could take the safety glasses off.
I think I could. That would probably help too. Safety glasses off. Where's those reading glasses I had you buy me the other day? That's part of the problem. I can't see what I'm doing up close. And I'm under pressure. I'm on camera to get this thing done. It's not the tool's fault, y'all. It's operator error. I am taking this thing all the way off. That way I can get the chain back on there the way that it's supposed to be. I just didn't have it tight enough. I was scared to tighten it down too far. But that's how you learn when you get a new tool. And you got to be able to take the thing off to put a new chain on it anyways. Man, that's a long bolt. There we go.
My arm's falling asleep here.
You'll survive. It's on the sprocket. Oh, I see here that comes off. That's what I should have done to start with. See some debris in there. Then we'll get this thing back on here. Can't see it? No. Well, I cleaned it out. This little teeny thing. Everybody's watching me like, man, I'd have done had that thing done. And you're probably right. You probably would have. There. Hallelujah. It's on. Snap that cover back in place. Can you see that?
Well, the sun's... We're not in the good spot for the sun.
We're, you know, we are semi-professional.
That's something.
And it's come off again. Y'all, give me a second away from the camera, and I'll get this thing on there. Y'all, all it took was me holding my mouth right. You ever heard that before? To get this thing on there properly. But you loosen this up, and you turn this little dial, this little wheel, to tighten that thing up. And you don't want it so tight. That might be a little bit too tight. Let me back that off of here. A little bit more. There we go. And then tighten it down with this. I was afraid I'd break it earlier. We should be good to go now. Let's try it again.
Take two.
Take two. Let's go a little higher with it.
Oh shoot, hang on.
Oh, I can adjust it. I can adjust it to make it go higher.
You can adjust it.
Look at that. I like that. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Oh, it might help if I had the battery in it. Safety first, and I forgot all about it before I went back to work.
Take three.
Take three. All right. A little higher reach. Oops, oops. Get a little deeper cut. There we go. Had it in a bind up there. Y'all, I really like this little saw. And I'm not just saying that because they sent it to me for free. I really do. I've wanted one of these things for a long time. So when SeeSii reached out to us, like I said, people that support us, companies, you guys that watch, we want to support you. Whether it is you got a prayer request, we'll pray for you. Whether it is telling you about a product that somebody sent us that we actually needed. And we need this right here. There's a lot more to do. I'm not going to do it today because we are actually going fishing here in a few minutes. But if you'll check out the link in the description below, you can get 10% off. Only for a few more days though, guys. It was a short window that they were providing this 10% off. But check them out. I think it will be worth your time and money to pick you up something like this if you've got some pruning to do. Light work. It's not manual. It's electric. You got 2 batteries, and it should cut for up to an hour on both of those batteries. How do you like our little keeping the weights from smacking around when we're on your pickup truck? Don't know if we'll catch anything, y'all. It's about 64 degrees outside, windy. Northeast wind of about 7 to 8 miles an hour. But by golly, we just wanted to get a line wet, so that's what we're gonna do. This is what you call a fish finding rig. Got a little slider up here that we're going to hook a 3-ounce weight to, and a number 2 circle hook about 18 inches below that. And Lisa just be able to cast this little push button Zebco out there and let it sit as the tide's coming in and see if we don't catch nothing. Let's go cut you some bait. Full service. I'm the first mate, so I'm out here hooking your bait on for you. I can get it in here halfway decent. I like going through the tail. Let's see. You bought me those glasses and I forgot to bring them. It's probably going to slip right off. We'll give it a go. You can stand here and put your finger on it like that, and you'll feel if something hits it. Stand here and just let her sit. Look who caught the first fish, and it's a whiting. We're going to eat that fish, honey. Good job. Are you excited?
I am.
And that was only your second piece of bait.
I know. And I'm ahead of you now.
Good job. Lisa outfished me today, guys. She caught a good size whiting. I caught a smaller one, threw it back, but this is a 10-inch from tip to tail knife. So she's got about a 11.5, 12-inch whiting. And so I'm just going to fillet it. And come Saturday, you're going to be tasting this. And you're going to like it. Fillet them just like I do those spots. Hey, there's some road. You want that?
No, not a bit.
I like it because it's so intense. Tastes like the ocean. That's a good fillet. Look at that. I'm saving the roe because you know I will eat that.
You can have it, yes.
I like that extra salty flavor. And there's the ribs, the bones. We're going to get those. If I can get them. There we go. Look at that fillet, guys. That is so white. That is going to be good. Check this out. Check it out. One for you and one for me, since I did all the rigging, right? I did all the rigging.
I'll share.
Did I throw it out there for you to start with?
No, that was not the
No, I didn't. I didn't cast that one.
you did not. And
But it's kind of like that 8-point buck. That 9-point buck you got, your first one. I got the deer stand ready.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Zeroed in the rifle.
Well.
Put the corn out.
Put the corn out.
Made the deer grunt. Good job. I gotta take a second to show you what I'm doing here. Got a Ranger chicken breast in this marinade vacuum seal container. My parents gave us this nice food saver vacuum thing when we moved down here to replace our old beat up one that my mother-in-law had given us that we'd used for years.
We used it for 9 years.
Used it for a whole bunch of pork and chicken and vegetables, but this thing is cool. Got a chicken breast in here with some Italian dressing in, and it is marinating this thing and sucking the marinade into the chicken breast. I'm just amazed at stuff like this. And Lisa's got something she's going to be showing you probably on the next video that we've used their bags for years. They sent us for her to try out. You're going to really like it. It's going to come in handy in the kitchen. But just an update, and you're going to get to see me eat a raw oyster. I have never eaten a raw oyster in my life, but I went this morning and bought a peck bucket full of oysters. Things are going. It's done.
Because I love them.
Lisa loves them, so I'm going to take one for the team and try a raw oyster for y'all on the camera. Alright, this is my first, y'all. I've never had a raw oyster in my life. It's been steamed for like 2 minutes just to kill anything that might be in there. Texas peat and butter.
Bottoms up.
You know, I wanted to not like that, but I think I need a few more. That's good. Of course, Texas peat and butter don't hurt. We got a peck of oysters, y'all. We're getting them steamed up. We'll fry some. With sand there. I don't think this one popped up. It might not have left it in there long enough. Here we go.
We're improvising because we don't have an oyster on.
Harbor Freight. Oh, look at there, look at there, look at there. You want that, don't you? Better get me a rag to put under my hand before I poke myself. You got a glove here. Thanks to
SeeSii.
SeeSii. I started to say high C. The boots that we wear. Thanks to SeeSii, and that glove's going to work perfect, y'all. May not have fit my hand perfect for using that tool, but it's going to work for shucking if I don't poke myself. Well, I'm going to be hungry. As long as this takes, I need to. Well, this is my first time.
It's your first time.
But look at there, look at there.
And you're just tempting me with the one you gave me to eat that I can't eat holding the camera.
I know it, because I'm going to shuck these jokers. Yeah, as long as this is taking me, I will never get full.
You never get full on like this.
Oh, look at that. Look at that big one.
Don't lose the juice.
That's exactly what that fish roe tastes like. Like the ocean, salt water. Mmm. I think I have found a new favorite pastime.
Well, good, because I'll eat them all day long.
Well, I'll buy them every week as long as they got them down yonder.
Well, in season. Yeah.
I better get that bowl and start putting these oysters in it, because we're gonna fry some of them. I never knew.
Put some hot sauce on
It don't need nothing.
it. I didn't think you would like it.
I never knew how good that could be. It was the sliminess that has always turned me off. But I'm gonna tell you what, this is turning me on. It is fantastic. I mean, it's just like when you was a kid and you was out there playing in surf in the water, and you go down body surf and get that salt water right in your mouth. That's it. Watch this. I have found a new favorite food. Mmm. And you said it runs until like December, the season?
I think so. I have to look back. They just came in this season though.
I'm gonna make myself sick eating these things. They are that good, y'all. One more, just one more. Let's see him. Let's see if I can dig one out of here. They're in big old clumps.
Well, that's how they grow in the clusters like that. Ideally, it would be easier to break the clusters apart, but that's a little hard.
I tell you what, I have become pretty good.
You didn't do good with that one. You've gotten pretty proficient with shucking them.
Yeah, Lisa's been steaming. Oh. That salt water is what's so good. Check that out. Texas Pete, made in North Carolina. Harbor Freight, made in China. I got no words. It is that good. You would think it would be nasty. It's that good, y'all. Let me keep shucking. Oh, shucks. Y'all, let me show off what my mother-in-law sent with me down here to the coast when we moved. She put me together basically a seafood pack. Some Zatarain's shrimp boiled, and we'll use some of that tonight. House Autry seafood breader and other things. So, thank you, mother-in-law, for sending me all this goodies. Alright, so this is technically a catch, clean, and cook video. Lisa caught this whiting the other day. There's still a few little bones in it.
You're going to get the first bite?
I am.
Of the fish I caught?
No, you're getting the first bite.
No, it's fine.
First bite. Look how beautiful that is. Nice and white. Let's see.
That's my papa's favorite fish.
That is extremely melt in your mouth. It's just melt in your mouth. And then these fried oysters. I'm surprised that I loved them raw like that, or steamed, pretty much raw.
But real oysters versus farm raised have such a different taste.
There's farm raised oysters?
Yes, that's normally what you get in restaurants.
I did not know that. Yeah. I did not know that. You taught me something new. Guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us here at the Piney Woods Homestead. Doing some things different. We're living coastal now. Homestead's not done though. We've got raised beds to build, food production to kick back up. But we got to get this metal building up that I told you about. So that is priority number one.
And the great thing about being here is the growing season.
The growing season's longer, y'all.
Yeah.
It's longer, so it's going to be great. A lot of different varieties. Lisa will be able to show you in her raised bed gardens. Guys, we're digging in. We're starving. Eating all the, shucking all those oysters just made me even more hungry. Y'all have a good day and a great week. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high. We will see you on the next one.